Hi guys, it's Vas Vegan here, coming to you from Adelaide, South Australia, down under. I'm just walking over the Robin River Torrens walkway. It's just a newly built overpass over the River Torrens, about 20 years overdue apparently. Cost them like something like, I don't know, 400 million or something, 4.3 million, something like that. I'll just pan across here and show you whereabouts I am. This is the city of Adelaide. It's a lovely, clean city. And look at the weather now. It's the middle of winter. Beautiful blue skies. Lovely. I want to come to you to tell you about my reasons for becoming a vegan. Not that anybody cares, but hey, it's an excuse to make a video. And I first wanted to become a vegan because I did some research. I wasn't feeling too well. I think I was running through a lot of stress. Excuse me. Getting headaches and stuff like that. Yeah, I was pretty stressed out and I just wasn't coping at the time, and I thought, I've got to change this. And so I did some research. I got on YouTube, I got on the internet, whatever. And I came across this lady called Freelee, the banana girl. And from what I gather, her partner, whose name is Dorian Ryder, is a cyclist. And these guys are looking really trim, and I'm thinking, okay, I mean, they're eating 30 bananas a day, what's going on here? But apparently their whole idea is they eat raw till 4, and they have a lot of carbohydrates. And I was always taught, going to the gym, you know, if you want to get lean, you cut your carbohydrates out. You know, and I've done that many times, and it just feels terrible. It's like your body's got no energy, mate. You know, you're trying to do your daily chores and that, and you're running on protein. It's like, what the fuck? You know, and another time I did, I actually lost weight doing the warrior diet. I did that for about 6 months, whereby you just have a 6-hour window and you eat for 6 hours, whatever you want to eat. I mean, I was slogging ice creams down, I was eating steaks, I was eating whole chickens, especially after going to the gym and doing my legs. I was eating whole chickens. But then, and my window was like between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. And then I wouldn't eat anything until the following morning, which was 10 a.m. Sometimes I'd let it go and go to 12 or 2 o'clock. You know, my appetite was so, well, at the start I felt like I was going to pass out. It took about 2 weeks to get used to it, because you get this ghrelin, right? Ghrelin is when your acids in your stomach are starting to tell you that, look, well, I need some food, man. I need something to burn, you know. And you get that real hunger sensation. That's called ghrelin. It's a chemical process in your body to alert you that you need food. And when you first do the warrior diet, you tend to go through those phases of trying to ignore the ghrelin. But after about 10 days or so, it no longer occurs. It's like you just go for, like, you can go for 2 days without even feeling hungry. It's an amazing thing. And I did lose weight. People telling me I was looking great, you know, and lost my stomach and all that. But look, the minute I got back into eating a couple of steaks and, you know, like getting back into eating normal foods, because I got tired of it. People invite me out to dinners and a wedding. I went to a wedding one time, I couldn't even eat. What's the point to go to a wedding? You can't eat, you know, and you just can't do it. You got to knock everybody back and say, look, I'm sorry, I can't do that because I'm on the warrior diet. It's like, what the fuck? What's a warrior diet, you know? So I dropped that, went back to my normal meals, and look, lo and behold, within about a week, my gut came back. I was feeling terrible again. And so I researched and found Freelee, the banana girl, who put me on the right track. Now, I don't know the lady and I don't know her partner, but I'm just saying, like, that's the people that I looked up to. And look, she gets a lot of flack. I think they both do, because you get a lot of other haters, you know, that going on about, oh, look, Freelee lost all her weight because she was riding the bike and she flogs herself doing all this exercise. And yes, she does ride the bike, but I don't think she rides it any more than what I do, you know. Not to the point where it's going to make you get lean like that. I mean, she clearly lost that weight because she started eating whole foods, wholesome foods, real foods, live foods with live enzymes that cures diseases, you know. Your food is your medicine, so to speak. And this is what we overlook at times, you know, all we worry about is taste. McDonald's, burgers, anything fatty. Fatty foods are nice and sweet, you know. Throw them down, all empty calories. It's just junk food. And eventually you get homeostasis, which is basically illness from eating animal fats. So, you know, I think eating a clean, wholesome diet is actually good for you. Look at this building. I like this building. It's got a nice design to it. And the colours, when the sun hits it, it gets a nice orangey sort of colour to it. Real nice texture. And, oh, of course, here we are. The walkway leaded us straight to the casino. Wow. I bet that was planned. I might go through the railway station. And this will take us underground right up until we get out to a place which is very close to the mall, where I'm going to get my lunch from, because I am fucking starving. Anyway, when I don't bring bananas, normally I carry bananas around. I carry a little thing of rice, steamed rice, an avocado. I chuck that in my bag so I don't get caught out. Water. But I deliberately went for a walk thinking I'm going to get something to eat in the mall. I usually go to somewhere like Sumo Salad and get something like a chickpea and pumpkin salad. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's not as raw as what I eat, but it'll do. When you get caught out, sometimes you just got to do that. As long as I don't eat meat, dairy, stuff like that, I'm fine. So, guys, I'm feeling good, you know. I've got plenty of energy. The first thing I noticed really was I lost weight. It was like, I went to put my belt on one morning getting dressed. It was like, I normally do like the first hole, and now I'm on the third hole on my belt buckle. It was like, I've gone down 2 sizes. I couldn't believe it. In a very short time. Now, I didn't become a vegan because of the animal thing. You know, a lot of people become vegans because they just look at animal cruelty and say, this is just too much for me, or I'm not going to be part of this. You know, in actual fact, to be honest with you, before I was a vegan, I used to hate vegan people. I knew some vegan people. It used to piss me off. I was like, what is wrong with these people? They don't eat meat. You know, they're skinny and they're scrawny. You know, I didn't like the idea of it at all. But, you know, until you try it and see how different you feel, yeah, there's no looking back. This is not a diet for me as such. This is a lifestyle. And I'm really enjoying it, you know. I'm really enjoying it. I enjoy going to the markets now, picking my food. Instead of going to a restaurant and having a quick meal worth 15, 20 bucks, I go to the markets. And I spend 10 bucks, I get what I need for the next meal, and away I go. I don't do large shopping. Like, I know Freelee, she buys a lot of stuff like boxes of bananas, and there's one thing I'm going to do that she does. I've noticed what she does is she eats like basically one type of meal. Her food combining is different. What I do is I eat maybe chopped bananas with apples and watermelon, and I just mix my stuff up. I like variety. She sort of sits down and eats a whole watermelon, so to speak. Excuse me, I had to cough. So yeah, I sort of can't do that. And I actually might try, because that might actually be better for your system, because you're having one type of food going into your system at a time. I like to have a bit of steamed rice at night. That's a good thing I like about it. I'll tell you what, I eat more food now than I've ever eaten. I eat loads. I eat stacks of food. Right? I must eat 3 times the volume of normal food that I used to eat. And I'm losing weight. This is the funny thing about it. So, I'd much really call myself more of a fruitarian than I would a vegan, because I have at least 80% fruits. I find the fruits give me the energy. 10% carbs, I have rice. One night I might do steamed potatoes, or even boil them with some broccoli and carrots. And then the juice that they boil in, I'll cool that down, I'll drink that juice. A lot of vitamins there, I think. And I admit I do use a little bit of olive oil. that's the wog thing in me, you know. Being of Greek descendants, we use a lot of oils. So the only time I use oil is if I do something like boiled potatoes, boiled vegetables. I like to drizzle a bit of oil, olive oil over it, good oil, and squeeze a lemon over it, and maybe put some cinnamon powder over the top of that, just for flavour, you know. Otherwise I find it too bland, I just can't eat it, it's really bland. So yeah, apart from that I generally eat bananas, apples, all the fruits up until about 4 or 5 o'clock. And it's just got all this energy, you know. I get up in the morning, because I'm carved up. I mean, carbohydrates give you energy. Okay, we're getting pretty close to the mall now. I'm getting pretty hungry too. Maybe I should have brought a few bananas with me. A bit unorganised today. But I had my mind set on making this video, so I was a little bit preoccupied. And look, it doesn't take that long. It's only like an hour's walk. It's good for you. Well, getting back to the animal thing, I've never really been an animal lover as such. You know, I'm not passionate about animals. I've had my dogs and cats, and I've loved all the pets that I've ever had, for sure. But the other animals, I sort of don't really worry about them that much. So it's not really the reason why I became a vegan. That wasn't the foremost thought in my mind. I know some people are vegan specifically for that reason, and I have spoken to them, and they're very passionate about it, and I respect that. But now that what I did is I came across some videos about abattoirs and stuff like that, and where they kill the animals, and I was shocked. I mean, I was nearly in tears. And for a guy that's not very passionate about animals, that's saying a lot, because I couldn't believe how they were treating the cows, the pigs, the chickens. Yeah, they were throwing them around, kicking them in the face, punching them in the face if they didn't stand in the right place or whatever. They were hitting them in the face with a hammer. They basically, look, you've got to get on YouTube and check it out. And so now that I've seen that, you know, I think I could have easily become a vegan just because of that. Because it's a tragedy to see animals being treated like that. They are real, live beings. They can smell, they can see, they can hear, they can enjoy their life, they eat. You know, they're real creatures, and they should be respected. I'm not saying they shouldn't be killed, because, you know, I don't want to get in depth with this, because, you know, some people want to do it that way, and that's just fine. You know, I did it for years. And I'll be the first to admit that steak freaking smells great when it's on the plate with some mushroom sauce on it. But, you know, as far as health is concerned, no, it's not my choice. Not anymore anyway. I just don't believe that people should treat other creatures like that. Yes, they are animals and they're not on the level of a human being, but they still are living creatures, and they should be respected and treated properly. And if they are to be killed, well, then they should be treated really well right up until that time comes. You know, and well, you look at the other side too. To raise, say, a cow for beef, it takes so much grain to feed a cow until it gets to a mature age that particular cow, if it's slaughtered and the meat is distributed, it might feed 2 or 3 families for a week or whatever. But the amount of grain that animal consumes until it gets to mature level for it to be slaughtered, the grain could feed like 20 families for maybe 2 months. So the amount of produce we're using to raise the animal to get a little bit of meat is far outweighed. They're better off to just give the grain to the people and feed the people, the starving people in the world. But of course, it's a money thing, and that's never going to stop. And I know there's some really passionate people out there, vegan people are really running around telling everybody, be a vegan, save the animals. You know, I don't know if you can really change people that way. There's been a fiddle playing there. But you know, I just don't believe that you can change the world. If everyone became a vegan, a raw vegan tomorrow, then what's going to happen to the economy? All the businesses are going to shut down overnight. You're going to tell me everyone's going to give up, and all the restaurants and all the butchers and all the food shops are going to shut down? I mean, we've got to be logical about this. I'm a vegan. I'm not trying to turn everybody else into a vegan. I'm telling people why I became a vegan, and I recommend that you try it because you will see health benefits. You will see health benefits. That's 100% for sure, and I tell you what, it doesn't take long. If you do the right thing, it doesn't take long.
But if you love me